Today we're in this 2024 Nissan ARIYA Platinum. This is the dual motor variant, nicknamed e-4ORCE by Nissan. What you need to know about this ARIYA is it gets 267 miles of electric-only range out of an 87 kilowatt-hour battery, and it makes 389 horsepower. So let's go ahead and take you for a quick walk around it. We'll dive the exterior and interior impressions, and then we'll take it for a spin. Now, price as tested on this ARIYA is just shy of $57,000. For an EV, I think it looks very nice. It's not too overstyled, and in my opinion, doesn't scream, I'm an EV. It does have some electric-looking wheels and obviously the closed-off front end, but it's not too bold. I think it looks very nice. Do have LED headlights and fog lights as well, and the Nissan logo illuminates in the front. Got LED DRLs as well. This metallic blue looks really sharp, especially with this two-tone black roof. Panoramic sunroof up there as well. Do get 19-inch wheels with these aerodynamic wheel covers. Here's your charge port, standard CCS. It's illuminated. This locks, and I believe the charge port locks as well. Charging times on this is about 14 hours on a level 2 home charger, and DC fast charger from 10 to 80 in about 38 to 45 minutes or so. It's not the fastest out there, but it gets the job done for city use or just going to work and back. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk here. Power liftgate, cargo cover, a little bit of storage underneath here. There's the subwoofer for the 10-speaker BOSE audio system we'll be testing at the end of the video. No spare tire, but you do get some fix-a-flat and an air compressor as well. A couple storage pockets, first aid kit. This is illuminated back here. The rear seats fold as well for a 60/40 folding. You get smart key access on all of the doors. This does have an automatic unlock as you approach and walk-away auto lock as well. These rear doors open super wide for easier ingress. You have this very nice Napa leather interior. It is blue. Really complements the blue paint very nicely. We'll go ahead and climb in here. Super easy to get in. Completely flat floor. Very nice to see. Back here is a very nice place to be. Couple mat pockets, rear heated seats as well. USB-C, USB-A, rear vents. Pull down center armrest with a couple cup holders. We do have a panoramic sunroof as well. Let that open all the way. Very sharp, looking nice. I'm 6 foot, the driver's seat's in my position. I have about 1.5 inches of headroom and about 4 or 5 inches of leg room. These seats are super soft, very plush. I would spend hours back here, not a problem. And it's super nice that this floor back here is flat. I really like the back of these seats. They kind of remind me of like a denim material. Very cool. A quick shot of the dash, very sharp, very minimalistic. We'll kind of look at the features up there when we get up there. There's no frunk on the ARIYA here, but a lot of electric doodads and stuff. So yeah, that's what's under the hood. Dual power seats. They are heated and ventilated, and both sides are memory as well, which is cool. Once again, very easy to get into. It's a perfect height. You still do have the flat floor in the front. No transmission tunnel or anything, so lots of room to sprawl out on longer trips. There's a couple party tricks right off the bat here that I'd like to show you. First is this center console moves back and forth, which is cool. Another party trick is this super cool tray that pops out of the dash. Pretty unexpected, pretty cool. You can put anything you want up here, and this also opens to reveal a very deep pocket that you can put stuff in to conceal it from public view. This vehicle also does have a cooling system and a heating system for the battery, so it will battery precondition for you before you get to a charger to allow for fast charging speeds. Dual 12.3-inch screens. The gauge cluster is customizable as well. There's a bunch of different screens here that you can go through. I mean, I could bore you with the with all the settings, but we're not going to do that. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, both wireless and wired. And this system works really nicely. It's a little laggy. The refresh rate's a little bit low, but I mean, it gets the job done. You can navigate to your charge points. It has Amazon Alexa built in. Has the weather and things like that. A little bit of a bummer here that the controls for the ventilated and heated seats are in the infotainment. Plus side of that is they are automatic as well. Well, you can set them to be automatic depending on the temperature out there. I wish there was physical controls here for that, and it kind of stinks that it's in the infotainment, but it is what it is. You do get a heated steering wheel as well. Coming down through here, you do see your climate controls, and I really like how this is laid into the wood grain in the dash here. These are touch capacitive buttons. They're very responsive. They provide a haptic feedback when you press them. I think other manufacturers really need to take note here of how to implement haptic feedback buttons, because this actually feels like a button when you press it. You know how Apple has really good haptic feedbacks in their phones? This is what this feels like. It is very good, very well thought out. I wish there was more buttons for, like I said, the heated and cooled seats on here. Coming down through here, you get your gear selector and a couple cup holders that kind of just slide in and out of view there. Coming down through here, you do get a couple buttons for drive mode. You have Sport, Standard, Eco, and Snow. We'll be keeping it in Standard. You do have a button for the E-Step one-pedal drive system. That doesn't bring you to a stop, but it's more of an advanced regenerative braking. I'll get into that while we drive, and I'll kind of explain it a little bit better. Automatic parking, which we will be testing. This is the button to open and close the hidden compartment here. And then you do get a wireless charger for your phone. Actually works really nicely. It doesn't bake the phone that bad, and charges it pretty good. A little bit of storage through here, and a glove box that's felt lined as well. Auto dimming rear view mirror with home link for your garage door, and it is digital as well. It's not as well implemented as other brands that I've seen where it's seamless. You can definitely tell there's a screen in there, but at least you have one. That's pretty cool. Illuminated visor mirror as well. Yeah, guys, this interior is really, really nice. Nissan did an excellent job with the appointments, with the colors, with the quality of the materials in here. I mean, this is very soft, like felt-like material. I mean, look at the stitching that goes all the way around. I mean, these seats are, I think these are the zero gravity seats. They are exquisite. They are so comfortable. I could spend hours in this car. I kind of want to rip one of these out and use it as an office chair. They're so comfortable. But yeah, guys, no squeaks, no rattles in here. So I think that about covers all the features of the interior here. So let's go ahead and take this for a spin. Before I do that, please be sure to like the video. If you know, when you guys like it, it helps me out as a smaller creator and pushes it out to others, and gets into the YouTube algorithm. And if you liked it even more than that, please consider subscribing. That would be great. Do get a 360 reverse camera here. Very nice to see. Super helpful. Can hear the backup beeper slightly. It's kind of interesting sounding. Let's go ahead and test out that parking assist. We'll go ahead and press the parking assist button. Stop next to an open space. Let's choose that one there. I want to back in and hit start. All right, it says be ready to brake. It will go ahead and do its thing. This does take its sweet time. I don't think I would use it for backing into spaces or pulling into spaces. This also does parallel parking as well. That's probably what I would use it for. Yeah, does a pretty good job. Leaves a little bit of room in the back there, and gets the job done. Like I said, I would use it for parallel parking, but that's pretty much it. Go ahead and disengage the parking brake here, and go ahead and continue with our drive. As you can see, you do get a heads-up display as well. Over here on the left, there's buttons to control your headlight level, your steering assist, and you can control the heads-up display whether you want it on or off, which is pretty nice to see. You have auto hold as well, and your hatch button to open that. All right, let's start out by doing a quick 0 to 60. Come to a complete stop here. We'll leave it in normal as anybody else would do, and floor it. It's quick. It is very quick. There's not a lot of torque right off the bat, but it builds exponentially past 20 miles an hour. It really pulls hard. Some EVs that I've tested, will launch really hard, but then after like 40 or 50 or 60 miles an hour, they will just kind of fall off. This just keeps pulling. It's like nuts. One thing you will notice right off the bat is just how quiet and refined this interior is. The ride isn't super soft, but it's not super firm either. It is perfectly fine and adequate for the class. But what really is the selling point of this vehicle is how quiet it is. I had a decibel reader in here, and we're looking at high 50s, very low 60s, depending on what road surface you're on, at 55 miles an hour. That is insane. That is by far the quietest vehicle I've tested this year. The brake pedal does feel a little squishy. It's weird, but gets the job done. Plenty of power as well. That's cool. You don't see that every day, a Hummer truck. This e-4ORCE all-wheel drive system definitely puts its power down nicely. I really like the throttle tuning here. It's direct, it's linear. Go ahead and turn on this E-step. If you're familiar with electric vehicles, some vehicles have a one-pedal drive system to where you don't even have to use the brake at all. It uses regenerative braking to bring the vehicle to a stop. And that's kind of what this is here, but it doesn't bring the vehicle to a complete stop. It'll bring you down to about 5 or 10 miles an hour, and then you have to use the brake to stop it completely. Not a huge fan of the system. The regenerative braking is fine, but the brake pedal moves in relation to how much it's braking. So, like if your foot's on the throttle and you bring your foot off the throttle just a little bit to slow down, you'll feel that brake pedal come down on the heel or on the part of your shoe, and it's just a weird feeling. And I tend to just keep it off because honestly, the regenerative braking, it provides without E-step turned on it's pretty substantial. It's good enough, satisfies my needs. If you're someone who drives an ICE car on a daily basis and is just kind of looking into getting their first EV, but don't want to plunge into all the tech and worry about one pedal driving and things like that, I think this is a good option for you because it's pretty easy to climb into and figure out, and it just gets the job done. Feels like a normal car, which I think manufacturers need to focus on more rather than adding futuristic stuff. This vehicle does come equipped with Nissan Safety Shield 360. There's a whole slew of safety features. I can't remember them all, but you have forward collision warning, rear cross traffic alert, things like that, blind spot monitoring. But what really is the selling point of this vehicle, besides the quietness, is you do get ProPILOT Assist 2.0. And it is awesome. It's a level 2 autonomous driving system. We're going to go ahead and engage it. It has, obviously adaptive cruise control as well. We'll go ahead and increase our speed to 70 miles an hour. We'll wait for the green to turn to blue and take our hands off the wheel. As you can see, it's doing a very great job keeping us centered in the lane. You do got the traffic kind of showing up there in the infotainment there, or in the gauge cluster of what's going on. Let's speed up here pretty substantially. It's saying I have a slow vehicle ahead and the change lanes left. We're going to go ahead and initiate that lanes change. It's telling me to keep the hand on the steering wheel, and it will automatically do that lane change for me. Take my hands off the wheel when that light goes blue. Very great system. I love that it will do lane changes for you. That is awesome. We're going to go ahead and merge over to the right. It's going to check traffic for us, make that lane change. Wait for it to turn blue, and bam. This is an excellent system. If you come up to a construction zone, it will tell you to put your hands on the wheel. If it's raining, it will tell you to put your hands on the wheel. It will still do the lane centering for you, but you can't take your hands off the wheel. I think it's a very smart use. It's super safe, and definitely will relieve some of the stress associated with longer trips. I really like this system a lot. The adaptive cruise control system works really nice as well. Doesn't slam on the brakes. You can see split ahead, pay attention to road conditions. We're going to take this exit here. But anyways, yeah, it doesn't slam on the brakes, doesn't, jerk you around that much. System's really easy to disengage as well. Just one press of a button and it's off. That is what we need for pretty much anything. Just one press of the button and everything is off. See, my foot's not even on the brake, and there's a fair amount of regenerative braking happening without E-step being on. Really like the controls on the steering wheel. I love this 2-spoke steering wheel as well. It's pretty nice on longer trips to hold the steering wheel at the bottom there. Really like the visibility out here. I mean, this is a little bit thicker, but overall it's not impossible to see out of. I mean, you can look over your shoulder and see everything, and back window's a little bit narrow, but I mean, it's still fine. You do get that, blinds, or you do get that camera in the rearview mirror if you need extra visibility. This gauge cluster is super nice as well. There's a bunch of different screens you can go through. Only gripe I have about it is when you engage ProPILOT Assist and then disengage it, it doesn't go back to the screen that you had it on. So a little bit of a bummer, but I mean, yeah, it's just nitpicking at this point for that. Gosh, this thing is so fast. One thing I did forget to point out is it does have eye tracking sensors right there on the steering wheel. I'm not sure if it's coming through on camera, the infrared lights, just to kind of make sure you're paying attention at all times, whether ProPILOT's engaged or not, just making sure your eyes are on the road. This vehicle handles pretty reasonably well. Really like the steering though. It's, pretty sharp. Not dull feeling at all. It's weighted nicely. Tell you what, I can't tell you enough just how great this thing rides and drives. By far the most luxurious EV I've been in yet. I cannot stress how quiet this vehicle is. It's insane how quiet it is. I've had friends and family in here all week, and they were all just in awe that they could whisper and still hear each other in the back seat. It's nuts. Do have one minor complaint about the pedal box. As you can see, there's a box here, my foot there, and then the brake. I think it's a little too narrow, or it's just a problem with my gargantuan size 13 feet. But sometimes I end up hitting that center box rather than the throttle, and it's just a nitpick that I've noticed this week. This vehicle does come equipped with a 10-speaker BOSE stereo system, so we'll go ahead and do a quick stereo system test before we conclude the video. So let's go ahead and get started. You have physical controls on the steering wheel as well that are really nice. Go to the next track here. yeah, I think it's a good system. I'd rate it a high C tier system. It's not the worst I've ever heard, but it's certainly not the best I've ever heard as well. You know the saying, no highs, no lows, must be BOSE. It's kind of what I get listening to this system. It's not awful, but it's, like I said, certainly not the best. I think that concludes the review on the 2024 Nissan ARIYA Platinum. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Special thanks to Nissan for providing this vehicle for me to film this week. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll go ahead and see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.